Hi all. So in this video, let's take a look at what happens if you have a rational exponent with a negative exponent. So in this case, for example, the first one here. By the way, go ahead and hit pause if you think you know how to do this stuff, and then unpause when you think you've got the right answer, okay? And you'll correct your work as you go. So for the first one, I've got 27 raised to the negative 2/3 power. So the first thing I'm going to do is take care of that negative right there, okay? That's spooky. So I'm going to rewrite that as 1 over 27 to the positive 2/3 power. So that takes care of the negative exponent. And remember, if you watch a previous video, I talked about breaking it down and building it back up. So really we're talking about the cube root of 27, which then we square it, okay? The denominator means take the root, whatever the root that is, and then the power means, or the numerator means take it to a power. So the cube root of 27 is 3. So we're talking about 1 over 3 squared, or 1/9. Getting a little harder. Next one, I've got a negative 256 raised to the negative 3/4. Now, this does not mean a negative times a negative is a positive, okay? That's two different kinds of negatives. This negative is a negative like the good old days of negatives that you remember. This negative in the exponent means put it on the other side of the fraction bar. So, we're talking about negative 1 over 256 raised to the positive 3/4 power. And so again, all I did was I took care of the negative that was in the new exponent there. Okay, that basically flipped my 256 and put it into the denominator. The negative's going to just kind of hang out. I could have put the negative out in the sign. I could have put the numerator. I put it in the numerator. I totally said that wrong. I could have put the negative in the numerator, the denominator, or I could have put it off on the side there, okay? The negative sign could be in all three locations. But the important thing to look at here is this negative in the exponent made my 256 go in the denominator with a positive 3/4 power. Okay? So now, we'll take the fourth root of 256 and then raise that to the cube power. The fourth root of 256 is 4, which I'm then going to cube. So negative 1 over 4 cubed is a negative 1 over 64. That guy's done. So, let's take a look at the next one. Oh, this one's different. Like bases getting multiplied, I'm going to end up adding my exponents. So I'm going to use a different idea here. This is going to be fraction heavy here. So we're going to add my exponents here. X to the 1/3 plus 1/4. So this is really an exercise in adding fractions. We need a common denominator, which is 12. So this is going to be, instead of 1/3, it's going to be 4/12. And instead of 1/4, that's going to be 3/12. So this is going to be x to the 7/12. A lot of times people tell me, or ask me, well, do I write my answer with the radical, or do I write it with my rational exponents? To that I respond, well, look at the instructions first and see how they want their answer. And if they don't specify, then usually I say, okay, if the original had rational exponents in it, then your result should also have rational exponents. If the original had radicals in it, then the result should have a radical in it, unless the directions say otherwise. That's kind of the rule of thumb I go by. All right, next up, like bases getting divided. What are we going to do with the exponents? We'll subtract them, right? Using the quotient rule for exponents. So this will be 9 to the 2/5 minus 12/5, which is 9 to the negative 10/5. Ooh, what do we know about 10 over 5? That's negative 2, right? So this is 9 to the negative 2 power. I'm going to flip this thing down to the denominator and put it as 1 over 9 to the squared power, which then becomes 1 over 81. Well, that one just kind of went on forever, didn't it? Let's look at this last one and see what's going on here. Y to the negative 3/10 times y to the 6/10. That's going to be y to the like basis getting multiplied, we're going to add the exponents, so negative 3/10 plus 6/10. That's going to be y to the 3/10. That's not going to reduce it at all. So that guy's done. So is this video.